Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit. Shall we do another gimmick? Of course we shall. What do we got for you? What about Fury of the Winds 2? Yes, indeed. Or as I like to call it, Break Like the Wind. This is an augmented Windfury deck. We tried this before Goblins vs. Gnomes. There simply weren't enough cards to make it work. There are now. Whether or not it works, well, that's a different matter entirely, but let me show you what it does. So what do we have here? We've got ourselves a Rockbiter weapon. Why would you take one of those? There are so many synergies involving Windfury and Rockbiter, including the Doomhammer, for instance. Throw that down, suddenly that's 10 damage in a turn. That's a third of your opponent's health. It's absolutely devastating. Really, really good. Also synergized, of course, with Dust Devil, a very unpopular card because it has a double overload on it, but it is one of the strongest, if not the strongest, one-drop in the game. 3-1 Windfury, potential 6 damage turn 2. You can even go Dust Devil, Coin Dust Devil, and if they live, that's 12 damage right out of the gate, which is devastating. But admittedly, it also means you can't do anything on turn 2. The other thing you can do with it, which is really fun, is you play Dust Devil, and then you hold onto your coin, and you use the coin on the second turn to override the overload, which allows you to play a Rockbiter, enabling 12 damage. Pretty nasty. Young Dragonhawk. Nobody plays this damn thing, and why would they? It's a 1-1 Windfury. It's weak. But if you are able to toss a buff on it, then suddenly it becomes a little bit more dangerous. This is a very aggressive deck. You need to be avoiding trading because you're going to trade poorly most of the time, because most Windfury creatures have very low HP, and you want to go for the face. Now, Flame Tongue Totem, absolutely ideal for a Windfury deck. You want something to buff up the damage of Windfury. A lot of Windfury creatures have surprisingly low base damage, but if you can buff them up, then suddenly they become more dangerous. So let's say you get a Young Dragonhawk out on turn 1, but you get a Flame Tongue out on turn 2, and then suddenly this thing which is going to do 2 damage is going to do 6, and that's a little bit different. Whirling Zap-O-Matic. Now, this is actually considered a good card by most people, because if you compare the stats, it's just lovely. It's a 3-2 Windfury for 2. So it passes the vanilla test, but it also has Windfury, which is considered extremely powerful, obviously. So if you get this thing out, then it's devastating. Power Mace. This, I'm umming and ahhing over Power Mace, really. This is a nice little buff for some things. You give a random friendly mech +2/+2, and it's a 3-2 weapon. It's a nice weapon to have out early on. You can buff up the Whirling Zap-O-Matic with it, which is pretty good. But outside of that, you can only really buff up the Flying Machine. They're both pretty good. I mean, if you get one of these out at this point and then you get the Power Mace out, then things like this become very, very potent. But the Power Mace is maybe the one thing in this deck that I'm still umming and ahhing over whether or not I should include. And then the Flying Machine. Nobody runs this because it's bad. It's 1-4 for 3 with Windfury. What use is that? Well, you buff it up and suddenly you will discover. What else we got? Raging Worgen, that has Windfury on it. Everyone knows about that. I mean, it's considered a reasonably good card of its own right. Then we have a Raid Leader in here, because naturally we want a little bit of buff. Don't want to really run too many Raid Leaders, because they're not very good. 2-2 for 3 is not great. And, of course, the buff is only good if you've got other stuff on the battlefield, which you need. If you don't have that, then you might as well be conceding the game. Thrallmere Farseer. Again, similar situation. Most people don't run it. 2-3 for 3 is bad stats. Doesn't pass the vanilla test, but with Windfury, then it gets interesting. And then you've got a new card in Goblins vs. Gnomes called Dune Maul Shaman. Windfury Overload and a 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy, but it's a 5-4 Windfury. That is very, very dangerous. It is the highest damage Windfury creature that exists in the game. Bar none. I mean, that's even higher base stats than Voltron. So there you go. It's nasty. It's nasty, assuming it hits the right thing. Doomhammer. It's a Windfury weapon. Why would you not roll that? And then you got your Bloodlust. This is your Alpha Strike. You got a couple of Windfury creatures on the board, and you throw your Bloodlust down, then you can end the game, assuming you can pull it off. Windfury Harpies. Again, very unpopular. 4-5 for 6 is bad stats. You know, you can get a 4-5 for 4 with a Yeti, but it gets you Windfury as well, and it's not that easy to kill. That's maybe the main thing about Windfury Harpy. A lot of Windfury stuff is easy to blow away. Windfury Harpy, thankfully, is not. Stormwind Champion. Yes, indeed. Your other minions have +1/+1. This is towards the end game when you want to start really buffing up those creatures. You need them to live, and the Stormwind Champion's going to buff everything in that respect. And then last but by no means least, the cherry on top of the cake, it is Alakia the Windlord, who, of course, has everything. And if comboed with something like Rockbiter or any buff, is absolutely devastating. So the only thing I think that is questionable within the deck in terms of theme is probably Power Mace. What I'd replace that with, well, that's a different matter entirely. I mean, you can throw in just a spell, for instance, but that doesn't really fit the theme. Power Mace does buff up Flying Machine and Whirling Zap-O-Matic, which is very, very good, and they're all kind of around the same cost. So if you happen to have those in hand, then Power Mace is really good. Plus, you know, a 3-2 weapon is not bad. You know, it's a Fiery War Axe that costs 1 more and has a nice Death Rattle, but the Death Rattle is very, let's just say, limited. You know, it's only going to work on certain things. If we look through the other Shaman stuff, what could we throw in there? We could throw in a Vitality Totem. We could throw in something like just a Mana Tide would probably not be a bad idea. This thing does lack quite a bit of draw, so there is that possibility. Outside of that, you've got things like Wind Speaker, but they're not really that useful because this stuff already has that. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to take the Power Mace out for the time being. We're going to throw in a couple of Mana Tides because I'm a little bit concerned about draw here. This is an aggressive deck, so we need stuff on the board. We need to keep drawing cards. Mana Tide will let us draw some, so that might be worthwhile. Outside of that, though, that is actually all the Windfury that exists. It's amazing, really, when you think about it. You'd think there'd be more Windfury. There actually is not. You got your Wind Speaker and your Windfury cards, which will give something Windfury, but no, that's it. That is all there is in terms of Windfury cards. So that's kind of surprising. Enhancer Mechanico, of course, yeah, could be useful. I mean, but just on the basis of Divine Shield, but Windfury and Taunt are not going to be useful in this deck. In fact, Taunt is really quite bad because it ends up having your Windfury creatures squished, which is not really what you're after. All right, let's give it a shot then. Fury of the Winds 2, Break Like the Wind. Let's give this a shot on ladder and see how it goes. All right, let's see what we got then. It's a warrior. Okay, that's what we like. So there are 6 classes that I'm okay playing against, and there are 3 that I'm really not okay playing against with this deck. The classes I'm not okay playing against are, this is actually a pretty good opening hand, are the Rogue, the Mage, and the Druid. Why? Because they are very good at knocking over young Dragonhawks, and they are extremely good at knocking over Dust Devils. So anything that isn't that is usually at least a little bit of fun. So, it looks like we're opening up reasonably well here. The question is, do we go aggro off the bat with the Flame Tongue Totem, or do we put down the Whirling Zap-O-Matic and then attempt to make things a little bit more dangerous later on? Because this is probably not going to live that long, let's be frank. Does he have Fiery Wind Axe? Coin into Heroic Strike. Well, that was unexpected, and I'm entirely fine with him using a Heroic Strike on a 1-drop Young Dragonhawk. That is entirely fine. Not worried about that at all. You just go right ahead. Okay, so we will probably go for the Flame Tongue. He has a Slam. Okay, then. We will not be going for that. I guess we're going for the Mana Tide, then. We could play the Flying Machine, but I think with nothing on the board, the Mana Tide is maybe going to get 2 cards, and if that's the case, that's amazing. So I'm pretty happy with that. This is where he pulls out a Wolf Rider and kills it. Anytime now. No, that's a shield block. Shield blocks don't kill totems very well at all. This is good news. Cool. So if we want, we can swing with this, or alternatively, we can try and build the board. And I like the idea of trying to build the board. So we're going to put down a Flying Machine, and then we can consider the Windfury next turn. And we get 2 cards out of Mana Tide, which is great. Yeah, that's probably about as much as you can really expect. I am not complaining about that whatsoever. There's the Corcron. What's he going to run it into? The Mana Tide, I'd imagine. Yep, that makes sense. There we go. So we can kill this next turn. We can use the Rock Biter to kill it. And in fact, that's exactly what we're going to do. There we go. Use it on myself. I'd rather not lose this for no reason. So we're going to put down the Rock Biter, kill off the Corcron, and then Flame Tongue right next to that. And what happens if we... Yeah, this is actually a turn where we can drop Dust Devil. So I wouldn't have dropped it if we were about to hit turn 7, but we're not. So there we go. Excellent. So that's where the Flying Machine does come into play, because it at least has a little bit of endurance, and it's also a very low priority target for a lot of people. Why would you want to kill a 1/4 Windfury? Well, if it suddenly becomes a 3/4 Windfury, and then maybe a 6/4 Windfury, then you might have some concern. Alright, he's able to get rid of the Dust Devil. Another Corcron comes out. What's he going to kill with it? He's going to go for that, of course. Alright. Well, that sucks. Hoping he didn't have a second Corcron, but I did just pull a second Rock Biter, which is going to make him cry. Pretty happy with that. There we go. So that's both my Rock Biters. That does mean that my hilarious combo with the Doomhammer is not going to happen now because we use both our Rock Biters, but never mind. The problem is what we have on the board isn't very good without buffs. We've already lost 1 Flame Tongue Totem. We've used both of our things, but we do have a Stormwind Champion. Oh, God, how much removal does this guy have? he's stocked full of it. I don't actually know what exactly he's doing outside of that. All right, Stormwind Champion down. Let's get a big hitter out on the board. There we go, and we can start beating on him a little bit more. I'm a bit worried I haven't done enough damage. I have a feeling that I'm going to burn out here. He's got a card advantage over me. I do have Alakia, which is helpful, but I am still a little bit concerned. Arcanite Reaper comes out, which is going to kill the 2/4. There we go. But I do still have the 6/6 big guy on the board, so that's not too bad. And it's also going to mean that Alakia is going to hit for 8, which is incredible. So I think that is going to work out really well. All right, it is like swatting insects. There we go. And that is a nasty situation for the warrior to be in. That is not an easy thing to answer whatsoever. We'll see if he has a way to do it. And even if he could kill Alakia, which is going to take quite a lot of work, I do have Doomhammer in the hand as well. So we can whack our way through a lot of this stuff. Okay, do we have lethal? We have a Doomhammer. Is that enough to get lethal? Alright, so we whack that. We pull out the Doomhammer, which kills... Yeah, we have exact lethal. Assuming I am not doing this wrong. There we go. This goes down. We take one swing with this. There we go. And we take 2 swings with this. And then we pop him on the head for the 2. And Bob's your uncle. Down he goes. Nice. That worked out pretty well. That was something of a train wreck for him, no doubt. That wasn't too awful. I mean, really, he had no control of the board, which is the best situation you could possibly be in if you're playing a Windfury deck. Because I mean, those things die so fast. You've got to do something with them before they die off. I was a bit worried, but he was using a lot of removal to try and stop me, and I just had enough momentum to keep going. And I had the right draws as well. If I didn't have Alakia, then things would have probably turned out a lot differently. Thankfully, I did, though. Cool. That's how you want a Windfury deck to go. Alternatively, go even more heavy rush down than that, but we didn't have the option. Alright. Decent enough opening hand. Yeah, actually, pretty good. We just want to drop the Harpy out of that, and everything else is pretty good to go. Dust Devil. Don't know if I'd play that. Coin Whirling Zap-O-Matic is probably the best bet. Yeah, I don't see a better play than that. I think it's much more stable than Dust Devil. Because Dust Devil's going to block off my next turn. And I don't really have anything else to drop on top of it, other than a Young Dragon Hawk, which I don't think is good enough. So we'll go with the Whirling Zap-O-Matic. And then we can go turn 2 Flame Tongue, possibly, assuming he doesn't have an Arcane Shot. I wouldn't want to play Dust Devil because he might have Value Bore. That's a possibility. Or any other thing. He could play an Explosive Trap. That would shut me down. Let's see if he has an answer. If he doesn't have an answer, it's great, and he doesn't. That's awesome. Cool. So you're getting 10 damage to the face, son. That's how it's going to be. There we go. 10 damage to the face. That's what we like. This is the strength. The burst strength of this deck is what lets you win games. If you can't pull this off, you die. It's that simple. That's why it's a gimmick. That's why it's not reliable. But it's fun. No Huffer, please. Cool. That couldn't get any better if we asked for it. Nice. No, it did not. I am sorry for you, actually. Kind of sorry, but not. Alright, so do we go face again? Well, we could, and it's probably the best bet, actually. Yeah, I think we just keep hitting them at this point. We don't throw away another 10 possible damage on killing a Leok. Leok doesn't have the damage to kill the Flame Tongue. He does have the damage to kill the Whirling Zap-O-Matic, but he loses the Leok in the process. That could be an Explosive Trap. Let's see what he hits. Oh, he buffed it. Okay, so we can kill the Flame Tongue. And he has Value Bore. Wow. That's a surprising turn of events of everything he could have ever possibly needed. Alright, well, such is the way of it. We've done a lot of damage to him so far. Let's see how much more we can do. Let's take this out first. Let's get that out of the way. Don't want that to be around anymore. He did invest a lot of cards into that. We can drop the Dune Maul Shaman here. That's potential lethal. And I shouldn't have dropped that first because I was going to go face and check if that was an Explosive Trap. And it probably is. So what we're going to do is we're not going to attack. Because if we did that, Explosive Trap would go off and he would be able to kill the Dune Maul Shaman with the Leok, which we wouldn't want. But I was idiotic not to check it first. We still have potential lethal, though. Now we don't. Probably. Yeah, because he's going to kill the Shaman now. There's no way he's... No, what? No, yeah, he's still going to get it. He's... What? Huh? What? That's going to be a freezing trap, then, if he's doing that. Or a misdirection. There's no way that's an explosive trap if he just ignored me completely there. Okay, well, there's not really a lot I can actually do about that, is there? We've got to attack into it anyway. And it's going in the other direction. That's a... What? Where? It's a misdirect. Where's he going? Where's he get this? He doesn't know what he's doing. Oh, man. Right. Okay, then. Well, that's a thing, certainly. Let's, No, he's going elsewhere. All right. So that was a misdirection into a misdirection, which was a bit strange. That was weird. Mana Tide is maybe a play here. That's only 1/1. It can't kill it. We could put Young Dragonhawk out on the board. Why not? Might as well have something to answer that dog with. Alright. Well, that was just a really weird scenario. It's like, well, he's going in the wrong direction, but now he's been misdirected, and now he's going in the wrong direction again, so we have no idea where he is. That's a King of Beasts. That is not a good card. Not on a board like this, at any rate. That's a 3/6 taunt. It's annoying, certainly. I mean, it'll slow me down, but it's not great. Ooh, another Mana Tide. We could play that, but it will die next turn. Windfury Harpy dies if we play it. Pretty much everything we play here dies if we play it, so that's something that I think we just have to deal with, and then hope to pull something powerful. Alternatively, we flood the board with all this crap. He's only going to have 2 cards, so I think flooding the board is not the worst idea I've ever come up with. So we're going to do that. Flood the board, because I don't think he's got any AoE. I think we can get away with it. And we can draw 2 cards off the back of that as well. And he only has the damage on the board to kill one of the totems right now. So let's see what he comes up with. This is where he pulls out something horrible. Nope. Loot Hoarder and... what's his last card? A Stranglethorn Tiger. Alright. So what's he going to kill? Well, I am very glad that he is not going after the totems. I'm actually very surprised he's not going after the totems, but I'm glad of it, because I really need that card advantage to keep this going. It's the only way we're going to keep this momentum. Rockbiter, King of Beasts dies. That's pretty legit, but do we have a way to kill anything else? The answer is no, not right now, but it is probably worthwhile. I don't have any other way to get through that. Oh, actually, I do have a way to get through it. I can just Rockbiter myself and then hit the face for 2. Actually, I hit the face for 1 and then hit that. Yeah, this is all good. Let's just do that. It's a much better idea. And hopefully we get a taunt. Nope. Never mind. Alright, well, King of Beasts goes down like a sack of potatoes, and then we can do 1 damage to the face, and then we can eliminate this. Which still leaves us with the 2 Mana Tides, and he only has 1 damage source on the board. So we're drawing cards like no one's business, and he isn't. So that's the main thing. And now we finally have some stuff in hand that could probably win us the game. But we can still lose from here. He is a hunter. That's a Stormwind champion. That's kind of scary, and I don't have a way to deal with that 6/6. An Elven Archer. Well, ping-de-ping. He's going face again. He is... and that might be the right call. No, it isn't. It was not in any way the right call. I am so very, very sorry about the fact that you're about to have your head bashed in by 2 Mana Tide totems. GG. Oh, it's nice when that happens, isn't it? And that's why you clear the board, folks. That's why you clear the board. What a magical game. Okay, a Druid. Don't like Druids too much. They do happen to kill my Dust Devils a lot, so I don't really like them. But never mind. Okay, so we've got a Flying Machine, a Raid Leader, and a Doomhammer. We'll toss this, we'll keep this, and we'll see what we come up with. Hoping for a Whirling Zap-O-Matic. We don't get one. Alright. Not a brilliant start. I mean, the problem is a lot of the really good starts are shut down by having an ability which will do 1 damage. So if you're dealing with a Rogue, a Mage, or a Druid, you're usually in a lot of trouble. It's a bit of a shame. You still can't get rid of this damn thing. It's infuriating. Look at it. Look at it. It needs... you almost think that you're going to get rid of it. You almost think, and then it's right back there. Little bastard. Ugh. Little bastard. Nothing came in the teleporter. Not very unusual. Ah, there we go. Alright, so no opening play from him, no opening play from me, no Whirling Zap-O-Matic, which makes me sad, but never mind. Such is the way of life. I'll probably lose. I've got to be honest. I've had very little success with this deck against Druids. Once they start ramping things up, once they start getting the big taunts on the board, you're boned. You get things like, even just Druids of the Claw shut down almost everything you have, so not a great success rate against Druids. I'm not expecting much from this match. We will see what we come up with. Alright, so it's going to be Thrallmere Farseer, I suppose. Which is not really even that great, but... what other choice do we have? Alright, come on, you played it. Thank you very much. Hope we're not dealing with a bot here. That would be less than fun. Okay, I don't want to give him the opportunity to pop his thing and blow everything up just yet. So I don't want to attack into it. We'll see if we have a better option. We might. At some point, certainly. Rockbiter could give me an option. What else you got? Wrath. Alright. Well, we're not allowed creatures today by the looks of it, so this is not going to be so enjoyable. Why not kill that, though? I mean, there's always the possibility that I buff that and just blow you up with it. It's a little bit strange. And I probably will do that, actually. Seems like the best way to deal with it. Doesn't matter. Well, I'll minimize the amount of damage I take if I do that right now. So just buff that rather than buffing myself, which means I'll take 1 less damage, and then I can just drop down the flying machine. Alright, well, I've got some big guys, which is going to help, certainly. And he hasn't really played that much yet, but he is a druid, so, I mean, when it comes to big guys, he has some of the scariest in the game. That's going to be a little bit disturbing. Alright, and he used his coin earlier to get his unstable ghoul out, if I recall correctly. Ascension Shieldmaster. Yep, can't answer that. Well, oh, it's a terrible answer. Doomhammer is just not good for this situation. He's going to kill that next turn, pretty much guaranteed. I could take 6 damage, take that off the board, and then kill that. And overload myself so that I can't even play Windfury next turn. Yeah, there's not really that many good options. Oh dear. Alright, well, at least that stays alive, but he's going to kill it pretty much immediately, I would imagine. So, what's the hope? We can pull another Rockbiter and do 10 damage to his face. We could maybe get a Dune Maul out. Dune Maul's what, 4? Oh, no! Jesus God, why? Yeah. If there is one thing that shuts down Windfury really hard, it's big taunts. And, well, he's got lots of those. Well, I don't have any idea what to do here. Do I want to take another 6? I think I do. I've got to clear it. What choice do I have? If I can't keep up the aggression, I'm basically dead anyway. So... oh, and that doesn't kill it either. Because I am a moron. I am an astonishing moron. Why on earth did I think that I was going to do 5 damage, not 4? What the hell am I even thinking at this point? Now he's going to trade the 3-1 to the 3-3. I've already taken a bunch of damage. I'm at half his HP, and everyone's just horribly miserable. Unless your name happens to be Puranaqui, or something along those lines. Ugh. I'm half asleep. I blame that entirely for that particular move. Oh, he's gonna, you gonna wrath it? No, you're not gonna wrath it, surely. You wouldn't do that. You'd trade your 3-1 into it. That's the right move, surely. Unless you don't have anything you can drop this turn and you really want to hold on to that taunt. Which I don't blame you for. It's done a lot of work. Maybe you do wrath it. So I can't hit you in the face with the Doomhammer again. What do you do with it? Well, you do yet more damage to me. Yep, it's fair. It's totally fair. It's a bit of a slowpoke, isn't he? What's he got? Swipe? I wouldn't use that. I mean, of all the things to use, it probably wouldn't be swipe. Huh. Alright, well, he's going to drop an 8-8 down next turn. I'm going to die now, so I guess. Oh, man. Alright, we have no choice. And I could have swung again, and I should have. What am I even doing? I just threw away 2 damage. I've lost it. I've completely lost my ability to play Hearthstone. Assuming I had it to begin with, and I'm not 100% convinced that I did. Ugh. Idiotic plays. Idiotic. Well, the hope is that he doesn't have a big drop, and maybe I get away with Alakia. Oh, hi. Well, we might still get away with Alakia, but not in the way that I'd hoped. Now we're definitely not getting away with Alakia. Oh. The misery is real. Oh, dear. Well, the only way we're going to live through this one, by the looks of it... do we pop the Divine Shield? I mean, what difference does it make? Okay, so if I hit that, that's going to be... give me a 6-3 Stormwind Champion. If I throw Alakia down, that's going to be an almost dead Alakia, actually. Which is maybe not ideal. They'd both be almost dead, wouldn't they? What happens if I swing twice? I'm down to, what, 6? I then put Alakia down, who's a 4. I have to trade that into that. Whatever I'm going to do, it's going to suck. So, let's just eat the fact that it's going to suck. We're going to drop this down. We're going to go full face, and then we're going to trade the 6-5 in. There we go. I think that is probably the only way I have a chance of surviving here. And then maybe we put the Stormwind behind that, and maybe Alakia trades out well and we get back into the game, but I don't know. I made too many stupid decisions up to this point. Oh, he has Force of Nature. Alright. Does he have the combo? Is the combo even enough to break me? Oh, yeah, he's going to pop the shield there. Combo doesn't kill me. Yep, he busts a lot. He puts me down at 2, but I'm not dead yet. The problem is I don't have an answer to this. Oh, it's dead. Never mind. I keep forgetting that disappears. All right, we're not dead yet. We're not out of the game as of yet. We might still be able to get back in. If he has another Savage Roar, I'm dead. I mean, that's just the, you know, we're just going to throw it out and hope he just doesn't have 2 damage. It's really that simple. And if I pull Bloodlust next turn and he doesn't have a taunt and he can't kill me this turn, I can win. That's a charge. Well, never mind. It was a try. You know, it was worth a shot. It was worth rolling the dice on it to see if he didn't actually have that. And maybe that I pulled something next turn to let me win. Oh, well. Yeah, that was completely botched play by me. Absolutely awful. Ugh. Just dreadful. I don't know if it would have made a difference. Even if I had played that a little bit better. I think I might have still been dead. Druid's just really good against this. Such is the way of it. And you throw down things like taunts, and Windfury is shut down completely. Which I imagine is why a lot of people don't like to run it. That and it's a terrible deck. That probably has something to do with it. Okay, this is possibly reasonable. I'm thinking, I think we might toss. And we're going to look to try and fish for either Whirlomatics or... And we get neither of them. We'll certainly get Dust Devil. Dust Devil's maybe not the best choice considering, but... It does trade for Northshire Cleric, which is always nice to have. Do we Rockbiter to kill Northshire? No, I don't think we do. I think we leave that out for the time being. It can't do anything right now. I don't know if we coin Flying Machine, though. Probably not. Flame Tongue is maybe not awful. Assuming he doesn't have... It's a risk, because if I play it and he ends up having Shadow Word, then that's that. We could Flame Tongue coin Rockbiter to kill Northshire. He might have Holy Smite. I think it might be worth tossing it out for the risk. Because that doesn't do any damage, so at least he can't get a heal off it. Oh, he has the Holy Smite. Okay. Well, there you go. Was to be expected, I suppose. At least he doesn't get the draw off it. He's going to get the draw Flying Machine unless I kill it, so we will probably have to kill the Northshire. Alternatively, we just don't, and we go to hit him in the face for as much as we can, and we let him have a card. What do you do in that situation? Like, do you burn Rockbiter when it's kind of a key part of your strategy? I guess maybe you don't. I guess maybe you just let him have the card. That's assuming, of course, he doesn't just Shadow Word Pain that thing, which he might. He's going to Thought Steal. Alright, this could get really weird really fast. Kind of surprised he's not going into that. Although I guess he knows if he does, I can kill him I can kill that guy next turn by just a double swing. Alright, so we could coin Doomhammer. It's not the worst thing. Coin Doomhammer, which would, overload us twice, which would leave us with, 4 mana the turn afterwards, which gives us enough for Rockbiter and nothing else. But we don't really have a big turn 5 anyway. We do if we hold on to the coin. Alternatively, we go Rockbiter and just hit him as hard as we can now. And then we coin out Windfury Harpy, which is decent enough against Priest. Yeah. And we get a taunt out of that. That's even better. Alright, cool. Yeah, I think this is the right answer. Do 8 damage to the face. Since we have the 0-2 taunt out, we don't have to kill this. Because it can't actually damage itself. He pulled a bloody Doomhammer! Oh, I don't even know why I expected otherwise. Oh, he didn't swing twice. That's kind of neat. I guess he didn't know. Alright, well, unfortunately, the Doomhammer is an answer to what I've got. I'm thinking now we raid leader, so we can kill this. And then we just go turn 6 Windfury. Alternatively, I play my own Doomhammer, which limits what I can do the turn afterwards. I think the raid leader. And then we kill this. And this is going to die, we know that. That's fine. We can't coin into anything good, so we just put a totem down. And that gives us a healing totem, which is pretty cool, because that means if he doesn't know that this thing can swing twice, then he's not going to be able to kill that. Which would be silly. I mean, he should know that. He's overloaded himself, too. Alright, he kills that. Alright, he's figured it out. Okay. That's a shame, but never mind. Alright, so we're now dealing with this little bastard, which is hard to handle. We could go Bloodlust, which would not give us the answer we need. Bloodlust would give us 8 more damage to the face, which takes him down to 12. Doomhammer is not an answer to this. Windfury Harpy is kinda-ish. Whirling Zap-O-Matic is not. Coin Stormwind Champion is actually, I think, the best option here. And then we just go face again. There we go. Probably got Shadow of Death, though. But I think that was the best option. Anything else I play, I think, dies inefficiently. We're still sitting on combos that could lead to wins here, so... I still have Alakia, I still have a Bloodlust in hand. He has a Holy Fire, okay. Well, at least he's got to still hit it. Okay, more damage, that's fine. He does now have full control of the board, which I'm not too happy about. Okay, Alakia, not playable till next turn. He might be an answer to this if I can buff him, but I don't think I can. Doomhammer, I would take 8 damage to remove that Chillwind Yeti. Windfury Harpy is probably the better play here, I think. I think it's kind of the only play. I don't want to take 8 damage. Although, if I was going to do it... And the other problem is, of course, the overload. Oh, he's got a spell. Alright, what's... Ah, he's going to do that. Okay, so he's going to now trade his Yeti into it, I guess. Oh, or he could heal it and hit it twice. He's not going to hit it twice. That would be silly. Okay. Alright, well, we're not in a terrible position now. So, Alakia is an answer to this Wild Pyromancer. It's a 3/5. We don't know if he's got a Shadow Word Pain. He might. If I could buff it just above that, that would be amazing. Doomhammer might be a good play here, because yeah, I like Doomhammer here, actually. We're just trying to establish this board. Like, if I can somehow keep Alakia alive and then just drop a Bloodlust, then everything goes to hell for him. But the question is, can I keep Alakia alive? It's debatable against a priest. Do I Alakia here, or do I go Doomhammer and drop Raging Worgen, which then... Nah, I think we go Alakia. And the question is, do I now go face with this? No. You get rid of that, and then you hit him once, I think. And then you just hope he doesn't have... Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't have... I still actually am 1 mana off killing him, even if he doesn't have an answer to that. He has a Rockbiter, of course he does. He stole the exact 2 things from my deck that he needed. Why am I surprised by this? I shouldn't be, in any way. At all, whatsoever. Because screw that guy. Oh, man. That's some crypt level salt going on right here. Alright, well, now we're in big trouble. I don't have an answer to Lower Theb, and I don't think I can get anything on board. He still has that sodding Doomhammer. I think we have to flood the board at this point. Get as much on the board as possible, and hope to be able to have enough left to pull off Bloodlust. Which might happen. Unless he has a Holy Nova, in which case I might as well just concede right now. So let's hope that he doesn't have a Holy Nova. He can kill off 2 creatures. I could Bloodlust the turn afterwards. It's still not enough to kill him. If he... Okay, alright. He's going to be blowing up most of my stuff by the looks of it. Probably all of it. There's one down, there's another down, and then he kills my 3/3, and everyone cries. Oh, he has a flame tongue. God damn it. Oh, you thieving son of a pig. Oh, no, 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 no. Can I live 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, maybe? If I could pull my other rock biter. I haven't. Have I used both my rock biters? I haven't, right? I don't think I have. I can maybe win. Do I want to... That's what, 4 damage? I think you're just going to go face at this point and hope to pull rock biter. Because that's the only way I'm winning. And maybe keep... Oh, he has Alchemy Soul Priest. I don't keep anything on the board here. Oh, go to hell. Go to hell. You son of a bitch. Oh, no. Okay. All right. Okay. You get to win this one. Jesus. Bloody hell. What is that? That is a miserable game. Oh, no. How did you have so many things? And they were all so good. Well, we've learned a valuable lesson today. Never trust the priest. They're going to be dipping in your pockets whenever they get the opportunity. That's a life lesson, that one. All right. Hunter. Let's give that a bash. Whirling Zap-O-Matic, always nice to have on a coin. We like that. Dust Devil too, alright. Dust Devil coin, Dust Devil is good. If we can get it. And we don't. We do get Flame Tongue though. So it's probably coin Whirling Zap-O-Matic here, because otherwise turn 2 is bad. So, yeah. Coin Whirling Zap-O-Matic, hold on to the Dust Devil for a little bit later. That's maybe a little bit of a better bet. Okay, let's see what he comes up with. Hopefully nothing. If I get a raw Whirling Zap-O-Matic on the board, I would be super happy, because that's 10 damage on turn 2 with the Flame Tongue. Come on, make your mind up. Mush mush, you've only got 1 mana, there can't be that many choices. No hum. Come on. Get on with it. Let me look through these cards that I have in my hand and decide which of these 1 mana drops that I clearly do not have that I'm going to be selecting today. Can't even hit the bloody satellite. There we go. Sometime this week, maybe we can teleport him in a bloody brain. Come on. Mush mush. You get boots. Thank you. Very much appreciated. There we go. I'm going to return the favor by actually having a quick turn. There we go. Then maybe, just maybe, you might be kind enough to actually play a card at some point this week. I wouldn't say no to that. I think it's overall a pretty nice idea of the things you could do. I'd be pretty happy if you did that. Oh, is this a bot? I mean, it's not actually doing anything. Alright, it's playing a card. That is a wonderful, crazy thing that he's able to do. Alright, well, it's going to be the Flame Tongue face. There we go. Bang, 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 bang. Damage we can do. He's not a bot, because he said well played. Either that or they programmed the bot to say well played after a specific amount of damage. So we have determined that Lich is probably not a bot. Who's getting kill commanded? I'm getting kill commanded, but I did 10 damage, so I guess that's fine, and he is not tickling my totem. I probably shouldn't say that kind of thing in public. I think Mana Tide is the way to go here. He currently doesn't have a way to kill it. We can get a card off it, and it can swing. You know, the more I keep talking about this, the more loot it gets. Multi-shot. Go to hell. I don't see multi-shot that often, honestly. But that was a great time to have it. Okay, let's throw out another Whirling Zap-O-Matic, accompanied by 2 Young Dragonhawks. And let's hope, against all odds, that we pull Bloodlust, which is probably not going to happen. But if we do, it would be pretty damn funny. Would it kill him? 12? Yes, it would. No, he's unleashing the skill. Alright, fair enough. So, all my stuff dies. Of course it does. Oh my. A sad state of affairs, is it not? Well, let's hope for turn 5. Dune Maul, hi! I was waiting for you. I do need you right now. I'm relying on you not to suck this time around, if you don't mind. Probably should have dropped the Dirt Devil now. Yes, possibly. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, dropping the Dust Devil might not have been the worst idea ever. Oh, of course he has a bloody answer. Ugh. Deadly Shot! Alright. This hunter's so special, he doesn't even want to touch it. Ah. Alright, well, we get a Doomhammer. That's always nice. It's good to take a swing at that, but we do limit our options for the next turn, which I don't necessarily like. But at least we have some weapon damage on the board that we can swing in his general direction. Alright, so my next turn is currently empty outside of Dust Devil, and Dust Devil's going to limit me yet again. Tundra Rhino, we don't like that thing. We don't have a way to kill it either. Hoping for Rock Biter. Rock Biter would be a good answer. I'm taking a lot of damage here. Keep forgetting this is a hunter we're playing against. Well, we might die next turn. Oh, it's entirely feasible. It really is. He has a Tundra Rhino and I can't answer it. That's pretty awful. Doesn't get much worse than that. I think the only thing we can currently do is play this out and hope that we somehow get some value out of it. Because if he's got a beast next turn and it's a big scary beast, then we are going to die. What do you got on 8 mana that you can do to me with 4 cards? You got to do 10 damage and 6 mana, really, because you got your hero power. You can probably do that, can't you? I imagine you have the means. Let's see if he does. He is hoping he doesn't, and that Rhino is just sitting on the board trying to look pretty. Emphasis on the word trying. Come on, what do you got? You gotta have something. Well, that's pretty good, but it's not a beast. We do lose that, which kind of sucks. Oh, come on! Ah! Oh, it doesn't get any worse. And we're dead. Yeah, we're dead. Well, we're not dead yet. We're pretty much, you know, let's be realistic, we're dead, but let's just assume for a second that he somehow doesn't have a way of dealing 2 damage. Of course he has a way of dealing 2 damage. Ah! Misery. Ah! Multi-shot, multi-shot, multi-shot. That's, again, another problem with Windfury creatures. They're just so weak. You know, they generally just don't have the health stat line to survive stuff like that. If I'd got away with any one of those combos, I think maybe we would have had a shot. But, oh well. It's a Golden Hunter. Golden Hunter at rank 20. Unbelievable. Well, it's not really unbelievable. This is... Here's what I've been having problems with lately when it comes to... We're going to fish for double Dust Devil here. This is the problem that I have when dealing with the rank 20 kind of bracket around this area. It's full of people that just get to rank 20 to get the card back for that month, and then they smurf. And they play really good net decks, and they have like 500 plus wins each. And you'd think this would be a good place to play silly stuff, but it's actually a terrible place to play silly stuff. It is really, really bad because you are dealing with people who absolutely have the decks to go higher rank. They just can't be bothered because there's no incentive. Unless you're going for Legend, there is no reason to go higher than 20, really. So you're essentially smurfing at that point, which is pretty depressing, honestly. I'd say that is not a fun thing, and I have a feeling, actually, it might hold a lot of people back. I would like to see Blizzard put some more rewards into the ladder and actually give people a reason to go higher. I could play these decks in casual, but really, you know, I like to play them on ladder. I like to test them against ladder decks, but you always go up against these just hugely good net decks. I mean, this right here is just a classic hunter. There's nothing really out of the ordinary here. Just big, aggressive face hunter. It's going to murder me horribly, I would imagine. And then everyone's just going to be very upset about everything. And that's often the way it goes. You know, what is a golden portrait hunter doing at rank 20, you might ask? No one knows. No one knows. But he's there. And he's willing to kick the snot out of your silly deck that you made for fun. I guess I have no reason to complain. You know, I'm the one that... That actually seems like a... I don't know, the way that he's playing seems awfully, like, regular, like, almost bot-like, but hard to say. Okay, well, he's actually given me an opportunity here that I can use. Can I erase him? I mean, I might be able to, if I get the Flame Tongue down. What happens? Well, I do, what, 6 more damage to his face if I get the Flame Tongue down, but I can't guarantee that I can protect the Flame Tongue, which would die next turn. We could try to flood the board, but simultaneously here, we can kill off, like, 2 minions and actually stay alive. So I like that idea better, and he's starting to run out of cards a little bit here, so let's do that. And can I coin into anything good? No. So I think I'm just going to play the second Flying Machine, which is actually not a great idea, because he's going to run the Shredder into it, but we could take a risk. How does he do that? What? You know, if this is really a bot, this might actually not be the worst idea I've ever had. Pretty sure this is a bad idea, but nah, he can't be a bot. I don't know, he's playing like one. You never know. Trying to confuse the bot. Putting it in a situation where he'd have to trade the Shredder into one of those and actually die, but that would be kind of silly. The thing is, if I can keep this stuff alive and then Bloodlust the turn afterwards, then things start to get very fun. And we can start to do a lot of damage to him. And maybe we can finish him off with something like Alakia. It would be quite the thing if we managed to beat a Golden Hunter, wouldn't it? But I don't think that's going to happen. Go on, make your mind up. What are you up to? What are you going to do here? If I was him, I would be saying, alright, well, I take the Shredder, I kill the 0-3 totem with the Shredder, and then I take the 2-2, I run that into the 3-1, and I get myself a free secret. And I just attack the face after that. Yeah, those are things that could work. But he could also run the 4-3 into the 3-4 to trade out that. He could then run the... I mean, he can't kill everything on the board. By the looks of it. All right, he's finally woken. He's going face. He is going face. Why is he going face? That's an explosive trap, isn't it? If he has an RNG, if that's not an explode, oh, he has Unleashed the Hounds as well? How many bloody things can you play in one turn? Jesus. Well, I was actually looking at a potential kill there. He actually ran out of time. That's amusing. Wow, okay. Bloodlust. What does it do here? Well, it would give me, let's see, 12, 13, 14, 15, but if that's an explosive trap, I'm kind of boned. It might be worth the risk if that's not an explosive trap, but it's going to be something that's going to shut me down, isn't it? It might be a snipe. It's probably a freezing trap, though. It's impossible to check without actually running right into it. Bloodlust, I think we have to, don't we? I really do think we have to actually do it and take the risk. If that's an explosive trap, then everything is just horrible, and I hate the life. What is it? It's a freezing trap. Okay. Oh, dear. Well, I can at least use this to kill that. I don't know. This guy plays like a bot. I'm sorry. He really does. It's just so weird play. It's very odd. But I think I'm going to lose anyway, so... I don't know. Maybe I don't. If I can somehow live... Look at how regular these attacks are. Yeah, this guy is a bot. I now have no doubt that this guy is a bot. And unfortunately, I'm going to end up losing to the bot. Because I don't have an answer. So he's got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I'm dead. Welcome to Hearthstone Ladder. We bought at rank 20, because we suck. That's actually really depressing. I'm sorry, that's really kind of sad. I'm going to have to come up with a more effective gimmick, because, you know, it's fun to play this stuff, but playing it on ladder and then going up against things like that, some 500 win bot hunter with a net deck is just kind of sad. I mean, it really is. And if he's not a bot, well, he plays like a bloody robot. That's all I can say. Let's just have a little bit of fun, and we're just going to dive into one round of Pirate Rogue before we end this, which is a nice, fun little gimmick. I like this one a lot. Is it viable? Sometimes. It's not awful. Not an awful deck. I certainly wouldn't say the Windfury deck is viable, as you've seen, but, oh, damn that guy. Just awful. Another hunter, yeah. Well, at least he's not got a gold portrait, so we actually have a shot this time. All right, we have a one-eyed cheat, a bloodsail corsair, and a deadly poison. All right, these are possibilities. Oh, okay. Yeah, we can make this work. We can actually go coin one-eyed cheat, and then we can start to throw pirates down. Very hard for him to deal with that. Pretty much impossible. Well, no. Value Bore kills it, but I'm willing to take the risk at this point that this one-eyed cheat will live to see another day. I'm willing to take the risk that he's not about to be arcane shotted or elven archered. And I would be correct with taking that risk by the looks of it. Okay, now we have to be a little bit careful. We just need to make sure that we don't play the wrong stuff at the wrong time. Like now, you attack first, and then you blood sail, okay? Very important that you realize this. And we're going face. Getting aggressive. Here we go. No, we're not. Why did I do that? I don't have a weapon out. I read that incorrectly. All right. I've had a little bit too much of the pirate's grog by the looks of it. But it's not the worst thing to ever happen. We have another thing on the board. It's not terrible. It does mean he gets 2 more spiders, which I'd certainly prefer he didn't have, but it is what it is. All right. Weapon, we're not going to do that. Okay, so we're going to go for the face again. There we go. And we're going to take out one of these spiders, and then we're going to make our one-eyed cheat invisible once again. And then we are going to knife the other one. There we go. Okay. This is looking good. This is looking good. Our one-eyed cheat is doing work for the time being. And he will continue to do work right up until the moment where he pulls an explosive trap, and then I cry. Dread Corsair is on the board for possible next turn play. Undertaker comes out a bit late, which is good for me. He's going to buff it a bit, certainly. That's going to be a bit pretty annoying, but I do have Deadly Poison, so I can kill it. That also gives us a set of 2 free Dread Corsairs, which is about as bargain bin as you could ask for at this point. So first things first, we are going to add... Well, they're not free, but, you know, you get the idea. We're going to attack first. Cool. And don't really want to trade anything here. And we're going to throw out our 2 Dread Corsairs. Back into the shadows he goes. Where he stops, nobody knows. And this hunter is suddenly on 17 and having a very bad day. You see, this deck, I think, is worthy of an entire video because this has got a lot of fun behind it. The problem is lack of draw for the most part. You rely on stuff like Captain's Parrots to draw more pirates, which is really not enough. So, alright, it looks like we're going to get it blown up by an explosive trap by the looks of it. Yeah, he's put that down to that. No, actually, maybe not. If that was an explosive trap, he probably wouldn't have done that in the first place. Okay. Well, that's dead one way or the other, isn't it? So, this won't trigger the explosive trap. And if that's a freezing trap, we'll know. Okay, cool. So, this is almost certainly an explosive trap. Yep, there it is. It was going to go down one way or the other. So, we got good value out of all of that, and we got ourselves a Salty Dog. There we go. Let's see what the Salty Dog can do. So far, we're doing fine. The problem is lack of draw. I think if I wanted to make this a little bit more effective, it'd need a little bit more draw in it. Just a smidge. Just a smidge. Starlig. All right. Well, he's a scary fellow. We don't like him. This is a Death Rattle Hunter by the looks of it. We're going to... ignore Starlig and go for the face. Hello, Captain's Parrot. We might get an answer here. Probably not. We get another Salty Dog, which is an answer of some description, I guess. Alright, we're going face. Here we go. Because we're ahead of him in terms of the face damage at the moment, and force him to trade his Starlig into my Salty Dog, then play another Salty Dog. And hope he doesn't pull Fugin. Don't have an answer against the Thaddeus. I don't think many people have an answer against the Thaddeus. Alright, Sludge Belcher. That's going to slow me down. Don't like that. But we're currently about... Well, we're currently ahead. Well, we're not. He's got that on the board, but we're getting there. A Ship's Cannon. Okay, so we can very much open fire here. There we go. Do a little bit of damage. Don't want to hit it. Don't want to take 3 damage for no reason. No, I'd rather just save up the Assassin's Blade. He's probably going to trade that into that anyway. Yeah, okay. Just leave it. Leave it for the time being. Alright, he's down to 10. We might be able to do this yet. That's a Baron Rivendare. This is about as death rattle as it gets. And a deadly shot. And I hate you. Alright. Well, now the chances of winning have significantly decreased, but they're not gone as of yet. So we can use the Petition's Blade to pop that if we want and not take 3 damage, but then it does leave us up against 2 of these annoying bastards. But what choice do we really have at this point? We don't. We're going to have to pump out 2 of those, whether we like it or not. Alright, could play the Assassin's Blade here. It's 1 more. Yeah, let's get it out. I just want to smash that. That got me I killed 2 things with that, so I'm fine with it. I would prefer the Assassin's Blade, because if I can pull some nasty stuff... What on earth is that, and why is it in your deck? Well, I don't know, but it might kill me. This is not looking good at all now. And, oh dear. Whenever an enemy minion dies. Well, I don't have any enemy minions, so that's a plus, I suppose. It's okay, guys. We've found an advantage somewhere. Alright, we might not die. Maybe. I don't think I can kill him quick enough. What could come off the top of the deck which would allow me to kill him before I get murdered by Mechgineer Thermoplug? Not much, really. Is there something? Do I have something in this deck that would do the job? Ah, Tinker Sharp Sword is not enough! It's not enough! No! I was so close! Oh, bollocks. Well, I mean, it did better than the last few games, I gotta admit. Alright. Mechgineer bloody Thermoplug. There you go, folks. More gimmick misery. I'm probably either going back to playing some... I'm gonna have to make some gimmicks that are just a little bit more effective at this point. I've got things like Shadow Priest, but it's more of a theme deck than a gimmick. I like to go full-on gimmick, and unfortunately, it's just not really possible at the moment. The meta just doesn't let you do it, and that's kind of sad. Maybe I can come up with something that's a bit more effective. Thank you very much for watching, folks, and I will see you next time.